आज एक कहानी स्टार्ट की जाए, बट मैं लिखूँगा किस चीज़ पे? हमने लिखने का तो तय कर लिया, लेकिन व्हाट विल माय स्टोरी अबाउट? माय थीम, कैरेक्टर्स, माय प्लॉट, माय I I don't understand anything about what I write about. मैं किसी पे लिखूंगा? I don't have to. I don't know where should I begin. Politics, or the themes, honors. Somebody save me! I cannot understand. I don't understand so many things about a story. I complete don't understand anything about. God save me, please.
चले एक काम कर 200 रुपए दे और 50 रुपए काट ओवर एक्टिंग के वजह।
Hello there, this is Booklandia. If you would like to know how I, a mere 17-year-old, became an author, then you have to click on the link that's been displayed on the screen right now. Well then, without much ado, let's begin the video.
Writing a book comes with a certain set of prerequisites. You could also consider them, the defining features of a typical book. These include characterization, the plot, settings, dialogues, and in my honest opinion, the most important feature of them all, the theme of the book. I mean, the entire idea, the principles, the emotions around which your plot revolves. It could be things from which you've taken inspiration, like a daily event or any historical event which has moved you in in a way that you have been compelled to write this book. It could be the general themes, general notions of love, honor. You could even say sadness, pestilence, death, hunger, star-crossed covers, or it could be even a political narrative which you would like to disseminate. It could be a social commentary. It could be something you would like to, expand upon. Something you would like to portray, like I, for instance, in my debut novel, sorry, anthology, Shashank, The Dying Blam, have tried to portray poverty, pestilence, and the common thread that moves through the entire the anthology is the dying lamb, which is essentially a symbol or a metaphor for the lack of warmth, the lack of compassion, the utter lack of emotions we humans are certainly having in the course of moving ahead as a civilization, but probably also regressing as a culture. So the question arises, where do you get the inspiration from? I mean, in my first video, I believe I had already talked about the various things from which you can get inspired or moved by slash from. These include some very subtle occurrences in your daily life. Like I was, the class 10s in India might relate to this. There's this story in Hindi, this poem in Hindi, which is called Bhikshu, which is essentially about a beggar, and it describes the abject poverty the beggar possesses. This moved me a lot. I mean, and even the plight of the migrant laborers during the initial phases of this disastrous COVID-19 pandemic, and stuff like reading about the Holocaust, or it could be anything which you have encountered in your real life. Any small, like very subtle, easily it's not very easily recognizable, but still has very profound impact on society in general. Like from your perspective, let's say certain comments raised made on women and their perceived behavior, their perceived feminine behaviors like crying, or even like stuff like तुमको तो कुछ पता ही नहीं है, like it's Indian husbands have the tendency to be little their wives. So you could from there you could try portraying pattern I mean, patriarchy or paternalistic mindsets, gendered condensations, or even you could talk about portraying, or you could talk about breaking gender stereotypes and the strict conforming gender roles which all of us go through. You could talk about a lot of things. I mean, in your real life, I'm pretty sure if you have time from outside studying for anything or from Netflix, you'll learn. It's pretty obvious. There's so many things in your real life. Like, I believe these are several aspects which you could try to incorporate into making a proper theme for your upcoming book. Because understand your theme should also reflect what real real world is going through, and reflect what you have gone through. Because let's say you are a teenager or you are about to become an adult, so you would like to, so it would be rather, I would say, agreeable if you would write a book on the theme of coming of age, because then all teens would be in some way, shape, or form able to relate to what you've written, what you've shown, what you portray. Or let's say you have met with a very disastrous failure, so you could talk about failures in life or any regrets, any themes, like small things which you have encountered in your daily, your diurnal schedule could be jolly well incorporated into the making of your theme. So the main factors here are that the theme should be simple, relatable, and very profound. It should just keep your reader, your appreciator invigorated. Uh, there's this word for it. I'm forgetting the word. I mean, yeah, it should keep your reader riveted to the story. But I believe that all these, you consider all these factors. Till then, keep reading, keep writing.